call the meeting to order. Please rise for a moment of silent prayer, followed by the salute to the flag.
I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I'd like to ask the clerk to call the roll when she gets settled.
Basson.
Here.
Weigelt.
Here.
Grattan.
Here.
Benvenuto.
Here.
Stats.
Here.
Keaveney. Nair.
Here.
Lull. Here. Riley.
Lincoln present.
Nabozny.
Here.
Craig. Chipkowski.
Here.
Ligonia.
Here.
Sterling. Here. Cross. Moore.
Here.
Hughes.
Here.
Scalera.
Here.
Guzzi.
Here.
Teal. Here. Morrell.
Here.
Knott.
Here.
Tyree. $32.49 present, 286 absent. We have quorum.
Thank you. I'd like to call the public hearing on the 2017 budget to order, and I'd like to have the clerk read the notice.
Please take notice that there will be a public hearing held before the Columbia County Board of Supervisors at the Supervisors Chambers, 401 State Street, Hudson, New York, on December 14th, 2016, at 7:15 p.m. to consider the proposed 2017 operating budget for the County of Columbia. Copies of the tentative budget may be inspected and procured at the Clerk of the Board of Supervisors office during regular business hours. Please take further notice that said budget proposes the following as and for salaries of officials published herein in accordance with Section 359 of the New York State County Law. Supervisors, $14,000 each. Deputy Chairman of the Board, 2 of them at $17,000 each. Majority Leader, $17,000. Minority Leader, $17,000. Chairman of the Board of Supervisors, $30,000. The public hearing thereafter, followed by a meeting of the Board of Supervisors to consider any such other and further business that may come before the Board. By the order of the Clerk of the Board, Kelly S. Vaccaro, dated December 1st, 2016.
Thank you. Are there any comments from supervisors regarding the budget? Supervisor Stats?
Mr. Chairman, I just want to apologize for missing the budget workshop, but I'd just like to ask Ron a quick question on the money. What is the actual dollar amount of the increase for taxpayers for this upcoming budget?
Actually, it's going to go down. Yeah, let me explain that to you. This budget has a tax levy increase that's within the tax cap of 0.68%. And what that equates to on our tax levy, which is almost $42 million, is less than $300,000. Now, when you combine that with what was a pretty substantial increase in the taxable property values of the county, which went up 4.6% on almost $352 million. What that will equate to, when you combine a low tax levy increase like that with a substantial increase in property tax values, right? That will mean that an average house in Columbia County of $223,000, that's the average cost of a house, right? Your tax rate or your taxes will go down 4%. And on that average house of 223, that will mean a tax savings of $55 per year. Right? Now, that's an average county tax rate. As you know, each town has different leaf rates and different assessments and so forth. Right? That may be a little bit different than the average, but the overall average county tax rate will drop $55 or 4% on that average house rate.
But we are increasing the $285,000 additional
levy.
Okay. And just off the top of your head, do you have any projections on how many millions of dollars we'll be putting into fund balance in reserve accounts and stabilization accounts for this coming year?
Well, that's a good question.
What was it? Please repeat it.
I want to know how many millions of dollars we're going to be putting into the fund balance and tax stabilization account and reserve accounts from this working budget, because we do have quite a bit excess.
Yeah, now, again, for I think the third year or fourth year in a row, we haven't put any allocated fund balance to reduce the property taxes, okay? So we've used zero fund balance in the last 3 to 4 years, which has helped our cash reserves come up for. And PJ's here, he's going to tell you about where we are with cash, okay? I think we'd be pretty happy where we are with the IGT payment and everything that's just happened this month.
Way to answer your question directly, we ended up last year at $6.4 million in cash in our general fund balance, and that was up $2 million from the previous year. We're projecting this year, hopefully, to boost that up probably to around $9 million. That would be at the end of 16, I'm talking about, and when we receive our financial statements back. In the month of December, in the beginning of the month, we received our IGT payment for Pine Haven. That allowed us to pay back the due from Pine Haven to the general fund of about $4 million. In addition to that, we also sold our bond that replenished the general fund as well for the money that went to the capital account for the infrastructure project, roads, bridges, so on and so forth for the last year and a half. So at this moment, we paid the pension on Tuesday. That pension was about $7 million. We saved approximately $55,000 by paying it on time, early, instead of waiting until February. And after we made that pension payment, we still have about $3.5 million in the general fund, which, quite frankly, is well ahead of where we've been for the last several years.
I guess my point is, I know, many of us feel that the fund balance needs to be increased, and we're working on that.
Yep.
But my point is, I have a hard time telling the taxpayers we need to raise taxes, to raise the levy, just to take it and put it in the bank and put millions of dollars away. I mean, yes, we're getting where we want to be eventually, but does that extra $300,000, $285,000 really have to be pushed onto the taxpayers? That's my feeling. I don't agree with that. I don't disagree with building fund balance, but over time we're doing that. I don't think we need to do it that much quicker, because God knows we're never going to cut taxes, because nobody does. So I certainly will not support the budget with an increase when we're putting that kind of money away every year.
Just remember, Ray, fund balance is not cash. Don't confuse that. Okay? It's a fund balance in the county's general fund is well in excess of $15 million. Okay? It includes receivables and so forth. Our goal always was to build our cash reserves up to $10 million, which is about 10% of the general fund's budget, which is over $100 million. Okay.
And that is a goal, not only a goal of ours, but more or less somewhat of a goal of your controller's office and auditors.
Yeah, well, controllers, state
Auditors
control will
are-
never come out and say what your cash would be. You know that, which we don't know.
They want you,
All right, but on the hand, 10% is a pretty good number. Some might say 15, 20% of fund balance, which we've achieved that already. As you know, we had our auditors come in, but we still want to get that cash goal of $10 million in the general fund.
BJ, what is our payroll expenses per?
Payroll expenses now run $1.5 million every 2 weeks for the general fund, and about $300,000 for the highway department. So payroll expense is still up there, and again with Ron, I know $200 and some thousand sounds like a lot, but I mean, just the pay raises alone that were negotiated with the union are about $800,000.
That's correct.
Okay, so I mean, we put together a balanced budget, and I really feel from a taxpayer standpoint, we've done a darn good job.
so,
Jeff?
so a state fund balance for us would now be, the goal would be about $10 million.
Cash,
Cash.
not fund balance, cash.
Okay. Okay. We were told, as a town advisor, we should have enough cash cash to pay your bills for 8 months if nothing came in. So
8 months?
that's kind of,
10 million won't do that.
no, but I mean, that's what, the towns, our towns advise. So.
Supervisor Guzzi?
Yes, I think it's great that we're not using any fund balance, because that's a start of keeping a good, strong budget. If you look at $200-some thousand in what our budget actually is, it's nothing. And it's money for a rainy day if we need it, or whatever comes up. I think that you guys have done a good job, and I see us heading in a good way. You're right, cash reserves are different than fund balance, and those are two things that we got to be aware of, you know. But my personal opinion is it's going in a good direction. I'm glad to see that. So all of you who were involved in that, I think you did a good job.
Supervisor Hughes, thank you, Supervisor.
Yeah, just to echo some of what Supervisor Guzzi just said, I certainly would like to commend all those who work on the budget, specifically PJ and the controller and his office. His staff has been phenomenal through this process. Also, you know, you, Mr. Chairman, and all of us as supervisors, I think as a collective effort, we put a real effort into providing a good budget for the taxpayers, get the bang for the buck. And as far as us putting money away for a rainy day, the rainy day is here. You know, we started with our roads, and we're now going to have to start taking a long look at our buildings. If we want to maintain the infrastructure here in this county, we need to make sure that we start saving for that now, especially when money is cheaper than what it can be. And we have started that process. So I think at the end of the day, for what we're providing the taxpayers and the services we're providing on the taxpayers, and with this budget, we have thought outside the box. We are funding programs that some would equate as social programs, and they're paying off in the long run. And that's a testament to you, Mr. Chairman, and the former chairman, along with the controller. So I think we're absolutely moving in the right direction. As a collective group, I think we all did a great job as far as focusing on the budget. And I'd like to say congratulations to everyone that took part.
Thank you, Supervisor. But you bring a good point up, and I think Supervisor Stats would like the point you made about infrastructure. We're glad to know in the 2017 budget, all right, we did a smart thing like going out and borrowing money, okay, when money was cheap to pay more roads, okay, and bridges. Coupled with the decrease of what asphalt dropped bottom line, okay, from what it was 5 years ago. County was able to pay how much more roads, okay?
I can't remember the numbers, but we significantly started to catch up paving this year, and you know, you have to know rate that we're borrowing $1 million less this year in public works than we have in the last few years. We have been doing $600,000 worth of truck equipment, as you know, we've been borrowing it. We increased that to $700,000 and put it back in the operating budget.
Plus 500,000 less than we paid in the borrowing budget. Put that in the O&M budget, all right? So reduce the overall debt. You were a big supporter.
I was, and that's all fine and good.
We're doing that.
You're still charging the taxpayers more money and putting millions of dollars in the bank. That doesn't sit well with me, and I can't support it. I'm sorry.
But right, it's a big budget, okay?
Is there any other supervisors that have any comments? Does anybody from the public have any comments regarding the budget? We'll close the public hearing. Could you, resolution, what resolution is it?
Resolution 486 of 2016 by Supervisor Guzzi
To approve the budget?
to approve the budget.
Supervisor Guzzi?
Sorry, what's that?
We're bringing the resolution to approve the budget. Yeah, so you're gonna call it.
Oh. May I make the motion? Okay. To approve it as, yes, you know. You caught me off guard here.
I'll second that.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Opposed. Supervisor Stats opposes. Resolution passes. Thank you all.
Thank you.
And I'd like
Sorry
to-
about that.
No, that's all right. And I'd like to thank the committee as well, which was made up of Rick Keaveney, Pat Grattan, Bill Hughes, Ron Knott, Ron Caponera, PJ Keeler, and Michael Reardon, as well as myself, for the work that they did on this. I just like to say thank you to everyone. Okay, I'm going to open a public hearing for local law 3 of 2016. Will the clerk read the notice, please?
Notice is hereby given that on the 14th day of December 2016 at 7:20 PM in the Board of Supervisors chambers at the Columbia County Office Building, 401 State Street, Hudson, New York, the Columbia County Board of Supervisors shall hold a public hearing pursuant to municipal home rule law 25 on the enactment of local law 3 of 2016 establishing the salaries of certain officers of the County of Columbia. The proposed local law is subject to permissive referendum pursuant to 24(2)H of the Municipal Home Rule Law. The notice is given pursuant to the directive of the Columbia County Board of Supervisors dated December 1st, 2016, Hudson, New York. Kelly S. Picaro, Clerk of the Board of Supervisors.
Are there any comments from the Board of Supervisors regarding local law 3? Any comments from supervisors? Any comments from the public regarding local law number 3? Any comments from the public regarding local law number 3? Thank you. Close the public hearing. Would you read the resolution or the number?
Local law 3 of 2016.
Roll call vote. Roll call vote, this is local law. No,
Don't have to.
okay.
Yeah, basically because we have this local law, and as you know, it is the one, if you raise an elected official's salary during the term of their office, we have to do it by local law because it's subject to referendum requirement. Since you just passed the budget, we can now consider this local law and then the resolution that does the other raises for the county pursuant to union contract. So at this point, if someone's ready, we need a motion to offer local law 3 of 2016 for adoption.
I'll make that.
Supervisor Guzzi?
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Thank you. Okay, I need a motion to pay the bills, accept the treasurer's report, and file the minutes within the clerk's office.
So moved.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. I'd like to have Supervisor Scalera come up front, as well as if the Koweek family could come up. Appreciate it. Have a seat, sir.
I'm honored to read this certificate of recognition presented to Arthur Koweek, a longtime public service and a dear friend. Whereas the Columbia County Board of Supervisors by resolution number 130 adopted July 13, 1966, established a county planning in and for the County of Columbia pursuant to Article 12-B of the General Municipal Law of the State of New York. And whereas upon recommendation of the Planning Committee, the Columbia County Board of Supervisors by resolution number 168 adopted September 13, 1967, appointed Arthur Koweek, merchant residing in the city of Hudson, New York, as one of the 9 members of the Columbia County Planning Board. And whereas upon recommendation of the Columbia County Planning Board, the Columbia County Board of Supervisors by resolution number 422-88 created 8 regions in Columbia County for the purpose of apportioning membership on the County Planning Board and established the City of Hudson as Region 5 of the County Planning Board. And whereas the Columbia County Board of Supervisors by resolution has appointed Arthur Koweek to serve as a member of the Columbia County Planning Board continually since 1967. And whereas various mayors of the city of Hudson, including myself, have nominated Arthur Koweek to serve as representative of the city of Hudson. And whereas the members of the Columbia County Planning Board had voted annually to elect Arthur Koweek as vice chairman of the Columbia County Planning Board for the past 25 years since 1991. Whereas Arthur Koweek has shared a wealth of knowledge on subjects including planning, zoning, land use, industrial development, and economic development, now therefore be resolved that Arthur Koweek has played an invaluable and integral role in discussions and decisions of the Columbia County Planning Board, and be it further resolved that the Columbia County Board of Supervisors wishes to recognize Arthur Koweek for his dedication and over 50 years of public service to the citizens of the City of Hudson and the Columbia County as a whole, for his exemplary leadership skills and knowledge in the areas of planning and land use. In appreciation thereof, this certificate is given under my hand, the Privy Seal of the Columbia County Board of Supervisors at the County Office Building in Hudson, New York, this 14th day, I made him put big print, of December in the year of our Lord 2016, Matt B. Morrell, Chairman of the Columbia County Board of Supervisors. Congratulations.
All I want to say is I thank the Board of Supervisors for this honor, and I would like to thank all the members of all the boards that have served since the inception of the County Planning Board, and thank them all for having worked and done the good job that they've done to bring this county into one of the best counties in the state of New York to live and to work in. Thank you all again, and all of you, good health and happy, good Christmas and New Year, and enjoy everything. Thank you.
Okay, I'd like to request that the clerk read the resolutions.
Resolution 434 of 2016 by Supervisor Basson, 435 by Hughes, 436 by Lull, 437 by Nair, 438 by Moore, 439 by Lull, 440 by Hughes, 441 by Guzzi, 442 by Grattan, 443 by Guzzi, 444 by Basson.
Supervisor Basson.
Mr. Chairman, I offer these resolutions for adoption.
Second motion.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Carried.
Resolution 445 of 2016 by Supervisor Guzzi, 446 by Grattan, 447 by Benvenuto, 448 by Moore, 449 by Moore, 450 by Grattan, 451 by Basson, 452 by Nair, 453 by Benvenuto, 454 by Benvenuto.
Supervisor Benvenuto.
Mr. Chairman, I offer these resolutions for adoption.
I'll second that.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Carried.
Resolution 455 of 2016 by Supervisor Lull, 456 by Lull, 457 by Grattan, 458 by Benvenuto, 459 by Moore, 460 by Knott, 461 by Hughes, 462 by Basson, 463 by Nair, and 464 by Supervisor Grattan.
Mr. Chairman, I offer these resolutions for adoption.
Second. Supervisor Knott. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Carried.
Resolution 465 of 2016 by Supervisor Knott, 466 by Knott, 467 by Moore, 468 by Guzzi, 469 by Basson, 470 by Benvenuto, 471 by Hughes, 472 by Nair, 473 by Knott, 474 by Supervisor Hughes.
Supervisor Hughes.
Mr. Chairman, I offer these resolutions for adoption.
Second motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution 475 of 2016 by Supervisor Knott, 476 by Benvenuto, 477 by Grattan, 478 by Moore, 479 by Guzzi, 480 by Benvenuto, 481 by Basson, 482 by Lull, 483 by Nair, 484 by Supervisor Moore.
Supervisor Moore.
Mr. Chairman, I rise to offer these resolutions for adoption.
Second motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Before we entertain Resolution 485, I had a request from some of our firemen who would like to speak tonight. I'm sure which one of you, but
We've already made our comments at the Public Safety Committee. We're in business of protecting the public. That's where we stand on that issue. Now it's up to you to decide where we go.
thank you. Any other?
Chairman Morrell, I'm Jim Brady from the Columbia County Volunteer Firefighters Association. We had sent a letter on February 8th, 2016 to the Public Safety Committee on our opposition to this resolution. So we wish that you would make the right decision. Thank you.
John Rector, I'm the chairman of the Columbia County Fire Chiefs Association. We sent a letter and I showed up at the public safety meeting to oppose this.
Any other comments?
Resolution 485 of 2016 by Supervisor Riley.
Mr. Chairman, I offer this resolution for adoption, noting that it's simply a public hearing to discuss the law, not a passage of the law. And I think it should be a public decision and a public hearing.
I'll second that.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
I vote no.
Wait, can we have a roll call vote on this?
Can we do, all right, we're going to do a roll call vote.
Yes.
Mr. Chairman, that is just the board? Sure. I'd just like to say, this has got to be one of the, in the 9 years I've been here, one of the most ridiculously contested resolutions we've had to deal with. This is nothing more than sparklers and fountains. Most of the surrounding counties that we border, and most of the counties in the state have passed this and approved it. We don't enforce the law that if somebody's using these in the residence, we do not ticket them, we do not fine them. It's basically ignorant to think that these people in our county are not going to go other places, buy them, and bring them home and use them. The only thing we're doing by not passing this is losing out on the tax revenue, sales tax revenue that's sold in our county. So for that reason, I hope that everybody considers passing this to help the tax levy.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to comment if we're going to do a roll call vote to even get to a public hearing. I supported this resolution in public safety, not because I'm opposed to the opinions of our fire chiefs. I have great respect for them. My town has a majority of fire members on the board. My reason for supporting this is as we are the only county in the area that does not allow for these minor fireworks. I think we're confusing our own residents. For someone to be able to buy something in Kingston, bring it to Germantown and not know if they can use it or not, but they can use it in Milan, I think is very confusing. As Mr. Supervisor Stats points out, we do not enforce it to begin with. To put our head in the sand and allow our children to go across to Dutchess or Rensselaer or Greene or Ulster or elsewhere to use fireworks and take them out of parent supervision, to me, is a bigger risk than allowing them to use the fireworks here in Columbia County under our supervision. And the fact that we keep injuries down in Columbia County but increase injuries in surrounding counties outside our supervision, I think is detrimental. For that reason, I would support this resolution.
Thank you, Supervisor Riley. Any other comments before we read the roll call vote?
Supervisor Bassett,
No.
Weigel,
No.
Grattan,
No.
Benvenuto.
Mr. Chairman, I am voting no in light of the information provided to the Public Safety Committee, which you've already heard. And also I attended a meeting of the County Fire Advisory Board, which also voted against this local law. So I support the firemen. Also, I've driven through our local counties, adjoining counties, and I've seen the circus tents set up, selling these fireworks. I was not impressed, so I vote no. Thank you.
Stats,
Yes.
Keaveney, Nair,
Mr. Chairman, I will support my fire chiefs that I spoke with, the fire coordinator, I'll vote no.
Lull,
No.
Riley,
Yes.
Navasny,
No.
Craig,
Yes.
Chakowski,
No.
Ligonia,
No.
Sterling,
No.
Cross,
Yes.
Moore,
No.
Hughes,
No.
Scalera,
Yes.
Guzzi,
No.
Teal, Morel,
No.
Knott,
No.
Tyree. $538A, 2997, nay. Does not pass.
The resolution is voted down.
We have a resolution before this resolution. The new one.
Could you read? We have one more resolution. If you could read the resolution.
It's Resolution 487 of 2006 that was placed on the supervisor's desks. Resolution to issue request for proposals for consultant services to plan possible North Bay trails, sponsored by Supervisor Sterling.
Mr. Chairman, I offer this resolution for adoption. We worked long on hard on it, and I think all of the parties are in agreement with this. So I will just pass it.
I'll let Supervisor Boyd, you can second.
I'll second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Do any supervisors have any other business to bring before the board? Supervisor Cross.
Just want to
Who's
ask a
first?
question. Resolution 45, is that just for a public hearing?
485, that was for a public
For
hearing.
a public
yes.
hearing?
Supervisor Hughes.
Couple things. Well, not as brief. One, I know that this year is when we come together to meet as families and all that, but there's some amongst us that are really facing, tough times. And I would just like to send my thoughts and my prayers and say that I'm with and supporting the Scalera family as they face tough times. His wife, is a strong woman, but she is certainly battling an illness that is really been a real tough fight for her. And so my prayers go out to the Scalera family for that in this holiday season. And to all of us as supervisors, it's just like say Merry Christmas.
Thank you.
Well said, Mr. Supervisor Hughes. Any other comments? Supervisor Cross.
I forgot one.
Okay.
I'm not going to be seeing you guys until after Christmas. So, holy, Merry Christmas.
Thank you, Supervisor Cross. I believe the little gift baskets on your desk are courtesy of our clerk and our deputy clerk. Okay, I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion done, Chair.
Second? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Carried. Have a happy holiday.
Same to you.